What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. We're brought to you by FanArc, and we got some juicy little rumors going around, actually. Dexter Lawrence wants out from the Giants. Interesting. He would cost a little bit. It's looking like a Quinnen Williams type trade, they're saying. So that's going to cost you some picks, a player. Going to have to take over his salary. I don't know if our first round pick is good enough. It'd be nice if we had some second round picks. But Dexter Lawrence, come on down. Now that's a game changer. Do they foot that bill though? You would have to gut your draft this year. And you only have about 12 million in cap space right now, so you'd have to free up more space. You'd probably have to get him to restructure his deal. But Dexter Lawrence could be, that is a brand new defense. You get Dexter Lawrence, Bradley Chubb, Gardner Johnson. That is brand spanking new. But Lawrence, he's gonna get some attention from other teams. Sounds like the Jaguars are involved a little bit, the Bears, the Packers. And I get it. It's hard to get free agents to come to Buffalo. Really just because of the weather. That's really it. And that's what Bills fans say. How come the Packers don't struggle? I've always wondered that. Yes, there will be other teams involved in trying to get Dexter Lawrence. But you know what those other teams don't have? Josh Allen. An actual quarterback that can get you over the hump. That should be the biggest hook for every free agent coming into this place. Not to mention, you're getting a brand new stadium. That ground's going to be heated. So I don't want to hear about how Buffalo has to compete with 30 other two teams in free agency. No shit. Do those other 32 teams, how many of them have Josh Allen at quarterback? Not many. And who seems to have a great reputation as a quarterback, as a locker room guy? Josh Allen. Him, with the potential of a Super Bowl, you get a brand new stadium, brand new training facilities. It's a pretty good hook. And if you're a stud like Dexter Lawrence, you're probably going to get paid too to come here. It's not like we're going to not pay you. And it really comes down to, as an athlete, do these guys want a Super Bowl or do they want the next paycheck? And you'd be surprised how many just want the paycheck. That's why there's only so many greats that go around. Only so many guys love the process, love the training, love the off season. You hear the greats talk about it all the time. Once they don't love that anymore, then it's time to retire and hang them up, no matter what sport it is. But Dexter Lawrence would be an absolute game changer on the defensive side of the ball. Again, that is a brand new defense. The only thing really hurting is our draft picks are meh, and we don't have a lot of cap space. But there could be some freed up. So it's going to be interesting. Are they going to try to make a splashy move on the defensive side of the ball with a free agent? Or now the rumors are getting pretty good. And this is one that I don't think many had on their radar, but it kind of makes sense when you start thinking about it. The Steelers could move on from DK Metcalf. Talk about a franchise that hits home runs with wide receivers. That's them. If Rodgers doesn't come back, it's basically rebuild in Pittsburgh. I think Rodgers will come back. I think Metcalf will stay because they're going to keep Rodgers. But even if Rodgers comes back, Rodgers has what? This is probably his last year. So they still might even move on from him. And talk about a wide receiver that is an absolute perfect fit in Buffalo. The big body, go up and get the deep ball guy that we have been searching for. Imagine DK out there with 2 tight ends in the red zone, 3 giant targets, Sprinkle and Shakir, DJ Moore, and Cook. Again, he's only 28. He's also going to command some decent money, probably close to the $30 million range. And again, we only have about $12 million. Can he rework his deal? Will he rework his deal? Does he want a Super Bowl? I don't know. I lean towards he cares kind of more about the paycheck, saying how he went to Pittsburgh, knowing Aaron Rodgers. Did he really think he had a legit shot at a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he went there for the paycheck. Seattle wasn't going to pay him. DK would be a huge, huge steal. Again, I just don't know if Bean has that firepower or the ability to be that agile and move through the draft and package these things. Because that's what's going to take to get a Dexter Lawrence or a DK Metcalf. You're going to have to give up picks this year. You're clearly going to have to eat some of the salary. Hope that they might rework it. But if these teams are going to be moving on from these guys, they're going to want pieces. And the Giants are a lot closer than the Steelers are to being good. Jackson Dart could have a breakout year. They got a new coach in Harbaugh. They're more looking to win now. Where I feel is Pittsburgh, that's really 50-50. They're always good. They're always at least average, at least while Tomlin was there. We'll see now under McCarthy. But if they move on from DK Metcalf and the Bills could put some kind of package together to bring him to Buffalo, him, DJ Moore, Shakir, pretty good. Now we're starting to really enter in that conversation of our 3 wideouts can compete. Can compete with the likes of a Nakua, Adams. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of splash I'm personally hoping they make, because I think that sets them over the top. You already know DK is a proven wideout. He knows systems. He's been in multiple organizations. He can adapt. He knows the game. He's proven. Same with Dexter Lawrence. Already a proven commodity, can get to the quarterback. I'd be leaning so heavy towards trying to pull off something to get a guy like that, either one of those guys, rather than sitting on that 26th pick in the first round. And I don't think Bean wants this pick. I think it will be packaged, whether they move down into the draft to get even more picks in the 4th or 3rd, whatever. But I could also see it as a bit of leverage to a trade in a DK Metcalf or a Lawrence, because, again, they're going to have to offer up a decent chunk. Could you maybe toss in Keon Coleman to sweeten the pot for the DK Metcalf so you're not just losing a wide receiver? You get what people are still saying is a prospect? Maybe. That would sweeten the DK pot, but I don't know how that. The Giants don't want Keon Coleman. They really don't want any of our defensive guys. So I don't know what player they would want. I think that would take a lot more pick. I think Dexter Lawrence would cost more, believe it or not, than DK Metcalf, because there's a little bit more maneuverability with the wide receivers that we have. We have some trade pieces there, where we don't really have any trade pieces on the defensive side of the ball. We're trying to build that defense. We're trying to get guys. So, I mean, I don't really know where they go with this 26th pick, but I personally, I'd be dumping it. I'd be packaging it, I'd be trying to either move back in the draft or I'd be trying to package it for, again, a proven commodity in a Metcalf or a Lawrence. Because that to me sets you over the top. Buffalo does not have time to wait around and develop players 3 or 4 years from now. It needs to happen sooner than later. And I'm kind of curious as to what Bills fans think. Who would you rather have, DK or Dexter? Knowing you're going to have to pay both of them. Both of them are going to have to get paid. You're going to end up trading your picks. Who would you rather have? Who would you be more excited to see come in a Bills uni? DK or Dexter? I think both would be electric. I'm just kind of curious to see where the poll would go on this one. If I had to pick, I just think DK is the perfect wide receiver for this team. But again, it's like 1A, 1B. I would not be mad if they pulled off a Dexter Lawrence trade. Would not be mad in the slightest bit. But I just think DK, what we need, he fits that bill so perfect. So perfect. That big body that can go up and get the balls, run down the field, loves contested balls. Again, this is somebody who Keon Coleman should have been and still could be. That's why I think we have a little bit of trade value there with Keon towards a DK Metcalf. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts. But that has been it for today's Bills Latest. Again, we are brought to you by FanArc. We hope you hit that like and subscribe button down below. We love when you guys comment. And again, we'll be back with more stuff for you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.